We are back once again, only on it is After Hours, only on the After Hours YouTube channel. Joining me here on location, this young lady here, well, a lot of big things going on with her. She is with the Aglaya group. She's already shooting for Team Skeet. I know I've heard, she's shot for Filthy Kings. I know Naughty America and Braz are already sniffing around. Well, 2023 is going to be a big year for this young lady. I give you the very beautiful, very gorgeous, very talented. I
Thank
give
you.
you with Miss Lacy Jane. So, Lacy, you'll start off here with how much work goes into all this for you? Because you are a mom, you're a daughter, you are also a content creator, you're an adult performer, you have several businesses. Like, how tough is it juggling all of this when it's for you? It's like you must feel days like, all right, did I sleep at all? No, all right, here's another cup of coffee. Just you keep downing it, like there's like a pipeline of just caffeine into your body going, yeah, we're awake, we're ready, we're doing stuff here, we're working.
Yeah, there's a lot. I not only do I do this content creating and actually did my first like professional scenes this last September. I also do farm work and all my other personal activities that I have that I'm involved in. I volunteer all over the place in my community. It is a lot, but it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy what I do on the side. I enjoy it for several different reasons, but I really like to the people that I meet. I think that's the most fun about it, and that's what keeps me going. When I'm super tired, I'm like, well, at least I get to meet somebody really cool and have a good time and really get to know somebody on a more personal level, and that's what kind of keeps me going.
So how did you get involved in this in the first place? Like, what made you want to become a content creator? What were you doing for work before that?
I'm like a jack of all trades, like master of none, basically. I started sending in photos in like 2013, 2014 to a website that did kind of like risque stuff. It wasn't like full on nudity or anything like that, but like there was lingerie and all that fun stuff. And I was featured quite a bit. And that kind of like sparked it a little bit. It was, I liked like I've always been kind of an exhibitionist. And so that kind of fed that exhibitionist fire, I guess you could go with. And then it just basically progressed from there. People were interested in a little bit more and a little bit more because that's how people are and that's how I am as well. But just progressed from, maybe a nip slip to where I'm getting filmed doing other things. So
So how nervous was that when you're getting filmed? Because all of a sudden now it's on film. So take me to that first professional shoot. How nervous were you? Who helped you out? And when did you realize, like, oh my crap, oh my God, it's gonna be all over the internet? A guy who, is now, my bank teller, my hometown is gonna actually know who I am and go, oh crap, I can't go to this bank anymore. He's staring now too much.
um, that definitely is a interesting factor because I was actually working with the public when I was doing like my OnlyFans and doing more like because I've been doing OnlyFans with videos and all that solo and then with my partner since 2017, 2018, something like that. And then I collabed with a girl here in town and did a little bit of fun stuff with her and a couple years ago. And it was working. I know that there's definitely some times where people are like, where have I seen you before? And I've had one guy's like, I think you have a doppelganger somewhere. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like where? And then all of a sudden like the light dawned on him where he may have seen me. And then he quickly left and it was kind of funny. But uh the transitioning from just pictures to amateur style comfortable filming with somebody I know to professional shoots. It was nerve-wracking because my biggest thing is like I don't want to mess up. Like I want to do a good job and I want people to appreciate the art that I created and not not go, oh wow, it's very obvious she was an amateur. We don't want her back. Stuff like that. And I know that's not the case, but I get in my own head. I like to uh, present a good product, if that makes sense. I like to to be able to say this is my whole heart, my whole body, my whole everything into the scene, into the act that's going on. And I was really worried that because of my nerves, I wouldn't be able to produce that. But I think I got over it after the first couple minutes, really, because it was so comfortable and it was a lot of fun. So I really adjusted well.
How tough is that for you getting into, not getting into your own head? Because you strike me, and one of the things I love about you is you are a perfectionist. Like everything you do, you can tell
Yeah.
from the pictures, the OnlyFans, the videos, it's top shelf. And so for someone like yourself, I'm guessing it's hard watching you be yourself because you start nitpicking, like, oh crap, I could have done this, could have done that, my hair could have been better. Oh, look, I look fat. And how do you not get the yips? How do you avoid trying to like second guess everything? Because everybody does it, whether it's myself, whether it's an athlete, whether it's a business person, golfer, we all look and go, God, I could have done this better, could have done that better. Next thing you know, you're getting into your own head.
I'm still trying to figure out how to stop doing that because I am a perfectionist of stuff. I think that's one of my setbacks actually, because if I don't like something a certain way or like a video that I created, I'm like, I don't like the lighting, or oh man, there was a garbage behind me somehow, like not garbage, but like a fuzz. And it's like, well, I don't want to use it now. It's awful. But it's I need to learn that people aren't as picky as I am, and I'm my own worst critic. Like everybody's their own worst critic. And I need to just remember that I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So I need to remember that people are enjoying watching what I'm doing, and they're not worried about little fuzz in the background, and they're not worried about, oh, the hair's out of place, or the lipstick got a little bit too smeared, not just smeared enough, but like a little bit too smeared. And it's a struggle because I do like things certain ways, but I'm also learning to relax, at least trying to.
What do you like shooting versus what the fans like? Because I'm guessing there's certain things you want to shoot more of because it's your fetish, it's your kink, it's your cup of tea. And then there's stuff the fans love. How
Mhm.
tough is that, meeting both parties halfway, or even meeting both parties in certain areas? Because the fans want, I'm guessing, like more hardcore gonzo, and you're going, I want to be pretty. I'm a lady. I want to look good. I want to do more softcore. I want to do this. Like, how do you balance it so that you're making money but you're still happy?
Do both basically. I really like the tease, like a strip tease type stuff. That's kind of like my favorite thing to do, like a I'm enticing you, you can look but you can't touch type thing. I also like point of view, like blowjobs. I really like those ones. Um, so I tend to lean towards those more, but then I also know if people like the anal and they like those other things and they like it a little bit um, more hardcore looking. And I like those too. But like I said, with the being able to perfect something when it's a little bit more hardcore doing things, it's harder to make everything perfect. Like the strip tease and the point of view blowjobs, you can really kind of control that. Um, but I've learned to do both and to find the beauty in each different kind of things. Even though I may enjoy the striptease more, I also really do enjoy the other ones as well. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do them. Um, but it is a balance. So I know that can't can't just only focus on one thing, because I like multiple things and other people like multiple things, and I like to be well rounded in what I do.
Once again, we got Lacy Jane here on the show. We're very excited to have her on. A lot, this very beautiful, very talented young woman here. As you said, you have kids.
Mhm.
You're a porn star. You're an OnlyFans content creator. You're very popular. People are watching your videos. I'm guessing deep down, that's coming, where there's going to be a time where your kids will find out, not because of them, but because somebody, whether it's a family member, teenager, somebody just says something. How do you plan to prepare them for, like, explain, like, about what you do because you know that unfortunately this is a part of a consequence that if you do this, if you're a celebrity, it gets out, everybody knows, everybody tells. Like, how much do you worry, go over and think like, okay, how am I going to break this to my kids when they're ready, and how do I explain to them like, look, you're gonna get teased, but this is part of it, and there's no shame in what I do. I am doing this legally. You're making money. You're putting food over their heads. This is your passionate work.
I I approach it as it's no different than any other job. Obviously, like the acts are different, but if it's a contract to perform something for monetary, compensation, just whether you work at a bank or waitress or you're a CEO or anything like that. Um, I think we don't give the kids in this generation, so to speak, enough credit to understand that like they're a lot more open with, and they're a lot more able to understand that like
Just come I late
judge for
little bit
things
up and
friends
stand up.
think that whatever it might
Only
be. Because
left. Huh?
that they're ripping off
Madam,
the
please, just too much pain is my leg.
which is worse. And I think that's a lot of times that we focus so much like, oh no, what are people going to think, when we don't say that when it's a CEO patting his uh, wallet while his employees are scrambling to eat. We don't say that when somebody, a contractor, doesn't perform the construction properly, so they can come back over and over again to keep fixing things. So I don't know. I don't really worry about it all that much because of the way I approach things. And I think you can either be upset about the what your parent does, or you can be accepting of it and know that it's something that they enjoy doing, or it's something that provides their trips or provides their food or whatever it might be. And I think a lot of times we don't give kids enough credit to be able to understand things, especially when they're older. Obviously, you're not talking to a 2-year-old about stuff, but I think a lot of times we just don't give them enough credit to understand it.
How do you handle stuff in terms of you're on the internet because you have Instagram, you have Twitter, guessing you have Reddit, you probably have your website, you have OnlyFans, and unfortunately, as there's probably a lot of fans who are great and they're wonderful. They treat you kindly. There's always people who they send pictures of their Johnson. They'll make rude comments. They'll badge you. They'll harass you. It's unfortunately it's part of this social media world. And how much have you had to develop a thick skin because people can be cruel? And even if you didn't do anything to me, you just basically post a picture. There's even people who will just start saying you are horrible, you are disgusting, blah blah blah, because they just don't like what you do, and they're going to let you know about it.
Um, well, it's definitely different from if somebody sends you their personal pictures, or if somebody says, "Hey, you're destroying my family." Um, I I come to the conclusion that like no matter what you do, somebody's going to complain. Like I've worked many different jobs throughout my life, and there's always somebody that complains about what I do, whether it's banking or waitressing or whatever it might be. Like I'm not going to please that person. And when I first started, it was a little bit hard because I wasn't really around anybody other than like just family. So it was kind of like a shock, like how if these people are out here, like why would you say these things? Those are just terrible. Um, but I learned that they're gonna say it no matter what. Like they'll always find something to complain about or something to tear you down. Um, and then there's nothing you can do. You could be absolutely the most perfect person in the entire world, and they would say that your hair doesn't look nice because that's all they could like. It does not matter. I one time I felt really like I took a special interest in somebody, and it was kind of silly. Like it was on my OnlyFans, and whoever it was created an OnlyFans page to come in and tell me how like I should be ashamed of myself for destroying her family and stuff, because obviously her husband was on my OnlyFans. And I at that point I wasn't like really, I was interacting with people, but not on a level where you could be accused of destroying somebody's family. And I just wrote her and I was like, I'm really sorry you feel that way, and I really hope you find the peace that you're looking for, and to remember that what I'm doing isn't what's destroying anything. It's the way you're perceiving it, or people not accepting the boundaries that you put in place. So I look at it like I'm not responsible for other people's feelings on what I do anymore. Like I guess that's why I just don't care. That's terrible. I care about people a lot, but I don't care what they feel about what I'm doing, if that makes sense. I don't care that, like, oh, you don't like that color on me. I don't care because I like it. And I just kind of, no matter what happens, they're always going to complain. And I found a way to just not care about their complaints. Now with the pictures being sent, that's a different thing. That that's always interesting to me. Sometimes, there's some people I don't mind because I've built a relationship with them, and that's, I understand. I like people seeing me. Obviously, this is my work that I do, and I understand that people like to be seen. And so when I've built that relationship with somebody, I have no problem with them sending me things when they want to be seen. I may or may not engage with them at the time, but I understand you want to be seen. Awesome, so do I. Uh, but it's the ones that like just all of a sudden just appear and send it. I'm like, why? Well, what would cause you to think that this was okay? Um, but that it kind of cracks me up now with that part of it.
What's on the plans for 2023 with you? Because you're in demand now. All of a sudden, you're this rising star. So, and I'm guessing you want to shoot content, you want to build up your brand. Like, what are the plans in terms of like going to conventions, traveling for content? Like, what are your goals, I guess, for how you want to shoot, what you want to shoot, and what kind of content you want to create for this year?
All of it. I kind of want to dive head first into things. I know, I didn't realize this, but I like apparently MILFs with braces are not in high demand. That's okay. But there's that's coming to an end. I have braces that are going to be off before too long, and that's kind of held me back a little bit with things, because I know like uh, a lot of producers don't want that look, and that's perfectly acceptable. And I'm looking forward to when I get them off in a month or so to really just dive headfirst into as much as I can. I'd really like to get I'd like to meet all these people that I've followed for years. I'd like to make the DP. I'd like to make like all these things that are out there. I would like to be a part of if the opportunity comes up. And I think that would be a lot of fun and a lot of enjoyment and a lot of experience that I'd really like to partake in.
What's on the wish list? Give me some things you want to do that you haven't done. It could be porn, it could be non-porn, like because you strike me as somebody who, as you said, you have a lot of ideas and you're gonna achieve them because you are just that driven. So give me some things that you're looking at going, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to achieve this.
Oh gosh, there's like a whole bunch. Well, I want to travel, whether that means to places to shoot or to just relax. That's definitely things I want to do. Um, I'd like I'd like to go to the award shows. I haven't been able to do that yet. It's a little bit scary to me, but I'd really like to go and be a part of that whole group of people that do that. And I want to go skydiving. So that's out there somewhere.
So why skydiving? Because that sounds scary. So what is it about skydiving that would be like, I gotta do this. We gotta do this. I'm jumping, baby. I'm jumping. And other people are like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
This is what gravity was for, not to go up. You cannot fly. People can't fly. You're not birds. So why for you are you like, yeah, we're gonna do skydiving here. This is fun, bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to. I think it's the whole idea that I am flying when I'm not, and the excitement of it, and like to not many people, are up that high, just free falling. Um, but yeah, I'd like to push my limit a little bit because I get kind of nervous about heights and things like that. But for some reason, skydiving just seems like the funnest thing for me to do to overcome a like fear of heights. And I'm not necessarily, I don't have fear of heights. I'm nervous around them, but like I think it's like you just release control and with it. So I'd like to do it. And like, obviously when you're doing it, you first couple times, I think you have somebody with you, that they skydive with you. You don't just go off on your own. And then, but to just kind of release that control, like you have no idea if your parachute's going to open or anything like that, which usually it does. But yeah, it just sounds thrilling.
Before we let you go, as you said, you're doing the Sex Panther, you're doing the OnlyFans, you're doing the many vids, you're doing the pro shoots. Is there any companies in general you want to work for that you haven't yet? Like, is there any like for the wish list for you? Like, what are the goals in terms of like what companies you want to shoot with the most?
Oh gosh, quite a few actually, like Perv City and Evil Angels. Like I always love like what I think I really like about the whole the porn industry is like there's so much that goes into a scene. It's not just like throw up a camera and go at it and call it good. There's lighting, there's colors, there's coordination of colors. There's all this stuff, and I really like those two in particular. That their way of capturing the scene is really pretty to me, if that makes sense. I love the oh gosh, yes, I'd like to do oh goodness, now I can't even think of names, but Bang Bus, that would be great. Skeet, all of the like all these companies that I see that I really appreciate their cinematography, I guess is how you could say it. I just, yeah, that there's a lot out there that I'd love to be a part of, obviously. But yeah, that's usually it. If they have like a way of capturing with the colors and the cinematography, I get really hooked on to their content, and I'd like to be a part of that.
You have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I give you it's the beautiful, the talented, the rising star in the industry here. I give you Lacy Jane. Lacy, before we let you go, where can fans once again check you out? Where is the Twitter, Instagram, um, OnlyFans, many vids? Like, where can fans hit you up at?
It's the OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Lacy Jane X3. And then that's also the same with Twitter. It's Lacy Jane X3 and Instagram Lacy Jane X3 as well, that they can find me.
Lacy Jane, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always not a pleasure having you on the show. We come back. We got a lot more going on here, only on its After Hours, only on the After Hours YouTube channel.
Thank you.